Yeah.
Okay. Hello, white America.
Lamborghini.
Assassinate my
I was gonna go
character.
the other way. I was gonna go Lamborghini Mercy. That's where I was gonna go, but
I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's up, people? How you living? How you feeling? It's good to be live with you, to be in your world. Hopefully,
that's
you've had a
right.
fantastic day,
I
and
know
you're
you had
ready
a
to
fantastic
have
day.
a. Sorry.
I'm just saying I know they had a fantastic day.
Oh, damn. You've been in their worlds?
I mean, no.
I don't know if you had the pulse on the community.
I mean, I'm just confident that the community, our community, had a great day.
Okay. I love the confidence. Guys, we are answering your questions for week 6 of the fantasy football
That's right.
season.
Here we
Can't
go.
believe we're already in week 6, but it's just, I mean, it's true. We're in week 6. That's absolutely
I said
insane.
this. I said this in my video. You're in week 6 right now. You're probably saying, I'm not really excited for fantasy. In a month and a half, you're gonna be like, I wish fantasy never ended. You're
Yeah.
gonna wish you were still in week 6. So
Oh,
don't
yeah.
take it for granted.
Yeah. In March, you're going to be wishing that we were right here, right where we are. Do us a favor, go
100%.
ahead and drop a like on the video. Simple way for you to help the channel grow. You can see our update right now, the road to 10K right now.
Here we go.
Are Fox Sports. No, we are just under 700 subscribers away from 10K. We wanted to kind of, put it up there for everyone
Am I
to
on the
see,
right side? Oh,
as
yeah,
we
there
are
it is.
trying our best to get to 10K before the
Oh, yeah,
season
there it is.
ends. So we're getting close. Do us a favor, drop a like. It's a simple way to help the channel grow, to help us reach more people. And drop your questions in the chat. We will answer any super chats with priority, but otherwise we will go in order. And the first question that I'm currently seeing is from Ethan, unless there's a question that I've missed.
That's the one I see as well.
All right, so the first question is from Ethan. Let me go ahead and grab that and put it in the chat. All right, here we go. Ethan says, my weekly Waller ordeal. Full PPR, do I ride with Waller or try to pick up and start Logan Thomas or Dalton Schultz? Yeah, so Waller goes up against the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not really obsessed with that matchup myself. I still would start Waller, but Logan Thomas is one of my starts of the week. The Falcons give up the second most points to tight ends, so I'm definitely excited about Logan this week. But if you have an option like Waller, I feel like he should be in there. And, Waller was pretty heavily targeted last week versus the Dolphins. And quarterback changes happen. I feel like when a quarterback change happens, you kind of simplify the game plan. We don't know if Daniel Jones is playing or not. Maybe you can tell me. But if it is, what's his nuts? Tyrod. Then I feel like the game plan is simplified. Get the ball to Darren Waller, So, yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on who plays. I would go Darren Waller, but I would say if Tyrod Taylor plays, I feel like Logan Thomas is a safer play personally. And it feels comfortable starting him. You feel like you're going to get a safe floor when you do start him, and you're hoping for that extreme ceiling when you start Darren Waller, but hopefully that helps. Ethan.
Yeah. John Apple, what's up, man? 10-man PPR, who do I start? Pick one running back, one wide receiver. Starting Monty and Keenan for sure, but Brees or JT. So we'll start there. I think you have to go Brees. The only way that changes is if there's a report that comes out that says, hey, Jonathan Taylor's full go this week, no limitations, no snap count. And then Olave or DJ Moore or Drake. This would be DJ Moore for me this week.
Exactly.
DJ Moore has an incredible matchup versus the Vikings. Very excited for that game. I'm coming up with a video this week, and I wanted to make DJ Moore like a highlight start of the week, but I feel like it's almost too obvious right now how good his matchup is.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. A great start. Somebody I was emphasizing this week in my wide receiver video. I think it's a good start coming in. So I agree. Such a good opportunity for DJ Moore, and wide receiver 4 currently on the season, which is fantastic. Not only that, by the way, Drizzy Drake Rogers also has a decent matchup as well. So don't sleep on Drake London. If I'm not mistaken, the Washington Commanders get the 3rd most fantasy points to the wide receiver position.
It's true.
So I think both of those guys should be started. I think I am starting DJ Moore and Drake over Olave if I had the opportunity, if there was a way to do that. But
I would
that's a whole different
start
conversation.
DJ, but not Drake over Olave, so that's fair.
Okay,
Mr.
that's
Green
fair.
says, I got Pollard and Kamara and Kyron Williams. Pick 2 for this week. Pollard, Kamara, and Kyron Williams. This would be Pollard, and then between Kyron and Kamara, they're back-to-back in my rankings. I really don't think you can go wrong. They're literally back-to-back in my rankings, so I don't have a strong opinion on that one. Do you?
I'm gonna go Alvin Kamara there. I
Okay.
think he is more vital to this offense. Not that Kyron is not, but you can see how Cooper Kupp just takes away opportunity away from, I guess maybe not specifically Kyron, but just from everyone on the team. So I think he can start to fade out just a little bit. Not saying he's going to be irrelevant, just not, maybe don't expect that crazy 28, 26 point type of game that we saw those 2 weeks from Kyron Williams.
I hear you. I mean, he still got 15 touches and a negative game script, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And it was a tough matchup against Philly, so I agree. Like, it
I wouldn't be
definitely-
surprised if he has 20 rushing attempts versus the Cardinals myself.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm saying, like, I think maybe the ceiling could be potentially a little bit capped when
Right.
it does come down to Kyber now, just because the way you just saw Cooper Cup, doesn't look like
Makes
he missed a
sense, yeah.
step,
Yeah.
So hopefully that
Rasheed
helps.
Rice or KJ Osborne. I'm going KJ Osborne this week.
Yes, exactly.
I think the only way that changes is maybe if Kelsey's out, but I'm going Osborne this week. It's a great matchup. He and Addison are great plays. I prefer Addison, but Osborne is a great play too. Chris, what's up, man? He says, hey guys, I need help choosing someone. Someone dropped Zach Moss last week. Moss plus Jeff Wilson, KJ Osborne, Rasheed Rice, Charbonnet is on waivers. I can only pick up 2. Who do I pick up? As crazy as it sounds, man, I wouldn't pick up Zach Moss over what I genuinely do not believe that when Jonathan Taylor is fully healthy, you just paid him $42 million over 3 years when no one's paying running backs. I don't
I
believe
agree.
that he's not the guy in that backfield.
I agree.
And Zach Moss probably has trade value, but like if you were asking me today, would you rather have Rasheed Rice and Charbonnet long term? I would. And maybe even Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning, Jeff. I guess it depends on what you need,
Mm.
right? I think these are all long-term plays potentially. First of all, it depends on how long Devon is going to be out. Apparently, if he goes on IR, he won't be back until after week. I think they said after week 8. So that's a good 5 to 6 games that he's going to be missing because that bye week is within that week.
I haven't heard
within
IR
that-
talks. Have you? Like genuinely, I don't know though, because I've
No,
only
I
been
haven't
away for a
heard.
little
I
while.
think there was a hypothetical. They were saying if Devon does land on IR,
Okay.
he won't come back until after. I mean, I could pull it
Sure.
up right now. Actually, like he won't come back until after a significant time. So like it's 4 weeks. Then, like if he goes on IR, he misses week 6, 7, 8, 9, and then they have a bye week in week 10. Then they come back week 11. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's a big gap where you're not gonna have a running back. That's why I think maybe Jeff Wilson steps in,
Okay.
depending on what you need. But I would say is what you need. I think the biggest question here, Chris, do you need a running back?
The only thing
Any
I'll
depth
say
at
is,
the running
like,
back position.
When Achan is back, Wilson's value will decrease, whereas Charbonnet, he is 1 injury away from a league winner.
And I think that's the
I
thing.
think Wilson
like,
is 2 injuries away. He's already 1 down, but 1 will get healthier. So it's tough.
Yeah, I think, I agree with Charbonnet. It's just more like when you need to win now. I'm not.
Yeah,
Charbonnet.
totally. It
Charbonnet is
depends on
somebody
what
that
you need right now.
you're gonna have to drop potentially, but hopefully that helps. Chris Styles, Subboy, start commit or Waller this week. 1.5 tight end premium.
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
It is a great question. I think you still have to go Waller, but commit is still very close. I'm not starting. How about this? I'm not starting Waller if Tyrod Taylor plays personally. If I had Waller as a Giants fan, I don't love it. Give me Cole Kmet. And he also feels very safe the past couple games and against the Vikings as well.
Oddly enough, I feel like this is more like what do you need in your lineup, because it sounds crazy, but I feel like Kmet is the upside play.
I agree.
And oddly enough, Waller's the floor play. Another one, one full PPR. Can't start them all, unfortunately. Mixon, Monty, Mostert, Swift, and Lockett. This would probably be Lockett of all these options. Mostert's moved into must-start category for me. He's a top 10 play at the position. Swift, we know what he does behind that O-line. Same with Monty. And Mixon, I would prefer over Lockett.
Agreed. I completely agree there. I concur.
Pittman and Myers for Lamb. This is all going to come down to team construction, league format. If you're in a smaller league and smaller starting lineups, I'll prefer Lamb long term. But man,
CD has a good matchup coming up this week, though. Keep that in mind.
Actually, CD has the best matchup this week. There's not a better matchup out there. But Jacoby Myers looks like pure gold at this very moment.
Phenomenal. It just depends on what you need, Mr. Green.
We did answer this one already. Donald, hopefully you're with us. Akshay says, trade Saquon for James Cook and Nico Collins / Addison. Trade Saquon for James Cook and Addison. I would only do this if I'm in a league that has, let's say, like start 10. You got your 2 running backs, your 3 wide receivers, your couple flex spots. But if you're in a league where you have like 1 flex and smaller lineups, then I'm going to keep Saquon. But is it crazy to say that I prefer Addison over Collins now with this injury? Because that's kind of where I am. Like, I have him ranked as a top 12 play this week. Addison.
No, not at all. This is a smash start for me this week as well. The Chicago Bears is a good, or technically bad defense when it comes down to the wide receiver position. Top 12, I think they give up in fantasy points. So yeah, I'm taking. I would agree with you. I would rather have Addison over Nico. So if you were to get this trade done, make it James Cook and Addison.
There's another one down below, by the way. Saquon, Pittman, Mondre for James Cook, Addison, and Ayuk. And I'm fine with this. I like this deal if your running back room is strong, because you're losing Saquon there. Nick, what's up, man? Traded my James Cook and Addison for Lamb last week. Hopefully Dak plays better. Yeah, he will. 10-team PPR, wide receiver 2, and flex is what he needs. Lamb, Collins, or JT. And okay, so let's answer that first one. This would be Lamb and Collins for me. The way I would go JT is if, again, we get a report that he's full go, then I would play him over Collins. But right now, Lamb and Collins. And then with the defense question, I think you got to go Bills, man. That Giants offensive line is atrocious. They're working out Lil Collins, which could be a big signing for them, but it's just awful over there. It's worst case scenario in New York right now.
Yeah, worst case scenario for sure. So you definitely go Buffalo Bills. That's exactly what I would do as well.
We did just get a super chat, so we'll get to that straight away. We do answer super chat straight away. Otherwise, we go in order. Anthony, thank you for your donation, man. Drop Ramondre and Najee Harris to hit the waivers hard. The bigger question, Anthony, is who are the options on your waiver wire? I wouldn't be dropping Ramondre, even though I've been trashing him all year. I still wouldn't drop him, and I wouldn't drop Najee either. The exception is if I'm in an 8-man league, and there's just very good options out there. And I know that you and I would be on the same page there, Badaki, that we wouldn't really be looking to drop him. And, as much as I've trashed Ramondre, he's been, like I said this on the video this week, he actually has been, it's not my opinion, even though I'm biased, he has been one of the worst running backs in the NFL this year, efficiency-wise. Like, that's just true. He's been truly awful. It's kind of scary. But he has better matchups coming up that he should be able to bounce back with. So, yeah, we wouldn't drop either of those guys.
Completely agree there.
Hey, guys, over 60 people watching the stream. Can you do us a favor? Go ahead and smash that like button. As you can see, we are on the road to 10K. Not that far away. And every time you do hit the like button, you're helping the channel grow over here. You're helping us reach more people and grow the brand. And, we appreciate y'all. Go ahead and smash that like button as we help you set your lineups. You can help the channel grow. Let's get to 50 likes here while we're all together. We're only about 20 likes away from that mark. So do us a favor, help us get to that mark. We are going to answer your questions in order. The only way we go out of order is if a super chat is donated. Akshay says trade CeeDee Lamb for Devonta Smith and Olave. Yeah, I like that deal.
Yeah, I would do that deal 100%.
Chad says start Kamara or Breece full PPR. I don't know why people are so high on Breece Hall. Kamara has been consistently getting me points. People are high on Breece Hall because he's one of the best talents in the NFL at the running back position. Keep in mind, man, Chad, that is, Brees Hall has been limited. He's not been full go until last week. Um, so I think you'll see less of what we saw weeks 1 to 4 and a little bit more consistency rest of the way. Now, this is a tough matchup for Brees. This is a very tough matchup versus the Eagles.
Exactly.
So in this scenario, I probably would lean Kamara, but I understand, and I'll have to change that to reflect in my rankings, but I understand why people are high on Brees because he's uber talented. He's finally healthy. We know what we saw from him last week. He's the focal point of this offense. Dalvin Cook had 6 touches last week. That's what we love to see. It's Brees Hall season, man. It's starting.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's exactly what I would do there. Jimmy T, should I trade Laporte and Higgins for a top wide receiver like CeeDee? My wide receivers are Justin Jefferson and Waddle. My other tight end is TJ Hawkinson. Is it now with Justin Jefferson going down, you expect TJ Hawkinson to start getting more work. That's my expectations at least. I think whichever one you can get more for, that's what I would do. If I can get a big wide receiver for Laporta, I would do it. And if you can do the same thing with TJ Hawkinson, I'm happy to do it. So whichever one you can get more for, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Man, I was ready to say I was wrong on Hawkinson, and he's been so average. Everything outside of really week 2. So I really don't know if I was right or wrong this year yet. It's too early to say, but I do think he's going to be much better without Jefferson. Like, he will be the safety blanket for this team.
100%. I think if there's anyone that's going to lead this team in targets, which sounds crazy, it will probably be TJ, in my opinion, but I could be wrong there.
I'm a little bit hesitant to trade Higgins away, though, because Burrow does look much healthier. And I think Higgins is going to be a good play rest of the year when he's healthy. So, yeah, man, Jimmy, it really comes down to what the trade actually is, who you could actually acquire.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily sure if I love Laporta and Higgins for CeeDee.
Yeah, I feel like you could get more at this point. And I still see CeeDee Lamb as like a top 5 wide receiver rest of the way, but
I guess I want somebody that I feel more comfortable with right now.
Diggs?
Can I get Diggs? Can I get a Keenan Allen? Can I get if you want Devontae Adams, that feels more comfortable. Maybe not Devontae Adams. That's the names that I'm looking at. Yeah,
I just think we're getting up on Higgins at the wrong time.
Yeah, I would agree there as well. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Chunky Turdurkin says, "Hey fellas, full PPR, Nico, Hollywood, Devonta Smith, Addison. So we got to pick 3 there." And my God, that is a very, very difficult question.
I think I'm going the last 3. I'm going Hollywood, Devonta Smith, Addison. I feel like Hollywood has to be somebody you're starting with confidence moving forward, no matter who the quarterback is. He does have technically a tough matchup against the Rams.
Yeah.
But I'm still going with him. I mean, he has been great so far and has been consistent. Top 12 wide receiver in the league. He's only had 1 game under 10 points, and that was week 1 where Josh Dobbs was only on the team for 5 to 7 days. Now he has chemistry. This is a divisional game. I feel really confident in starting Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, it's really close for me between Nico and Hollywood here on who to sit. We do think Smith is going to bounce back. These guys are genuinely back-to-back in my rankings. I'll say this again. I think Nico has the higher upside based off what we've seen so far this year. But Hollywood's clearly the more consistent play. So it's going to come down to your matchup, man. What do you need in your lineup? Perfected Don, what is up? Says, drop Mike Wilson for D-Hop, Addison, or Godwin. What the hell are these guys doing on the waiver wire?
I'll definitely pick up Addison. That's what I would say. If there was one I would pick up, will be
8-man league. Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I'd pick up Addison as well. Also unsure on holding. Is that Jameson Williams? In an 8-man league, I would not be holding Jameson right now. I would prefer D-Hop and Godwin.
I would agree as well.
Yeah, so
we also need to know what happens with Mike Evans, because if Mike Evans, I don't think we heard a report of Mike Evans coming back right now.
Not yet.
So if there is somebody that is a second option that you should pick up, it will probably be Chris Godwin. All depends on if Mike Evans is healthy. He did have a bye week, so if he's still going to miss time, then you definitely want to pick up Addison and Godwin if you can.
I hear you. Hey guys, almost 90 people watching the stream. Can you do us a favor? Go ahead and smash that like button. As you can see, we are on the road to 10K. You can see that at the top of your screen there. When you hit that like button, you are actually helping us grow. You're helping us get to that goal. So go ahead, smash that like button for us. Help us get to at least 50. We're about 10 likes away right now. When you do hit the like button, you help the channel grow. You help us reach more people. We're going to help you by answering your questions. You can return the favor there. Keep in mind, super chats do get priority. They get answered straight away. Otherwise, we're going to go in order here. Perfect at Dawn is the next question. Says, also, love y'all. I won last week by 0.2 points. Kind of worried about Devonta Smith and CeeDee Lamb. You know, I hear those concerns. CeeDee Lamb has a smash matchup this week. I would genuinely, guys, be shocked if CeeDee Lamb doesn't put up at least 15 points this week. I think he's an absolute lock, if not 20. This could be, you know, a top 12 finish for him this week. And as for Devonta Smith, I'm kind of annoyed too, because I feel like, you know, ever since A.J. Brown threw a little tantrum, it's like Devonta Smith is not getting prioritized at all. You know, clearly, A.J. Brown's the best wide receiver there. But spread the wealth, man. Okay, A.J. Brown's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough this week. You know, he's going against Sauce at the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
this could
you
be
might see more opportunity for Devonta Smith coming into this week, but we'll wait and see what happens here. Lewis, trade thoughts. Tua, Lamb, Bijan for Josh Allen and Eckler, 8. Josh Allen and Eckler, 8 team. I think it just depends. This is a super flex league or one quarterback. We say this all the time, which I think this seems like a one quarterback league. Lamb and Bijan for Allen and Eckler.
I'm keeping Lamb and Bijan's side.
Yeah, I'm really happy with Bijan and Lamb still. So hopefully that helps there. K9, should I trade really for Hall? I have good wide receivers, and Sanders and Gibbs are running backs. Yeah,
it's an even
I'm
deal.
Okay with that. Yeah.
Ridley back on track this week. Hopefully everyone is okay now with Calvin. And he's got a great matchup versus the Colts again, who he put up his highest point total in week 1 against. So, and Breece Hall, not a good matchup, but we know that he's going to be good the rest of the year. So it's an even deal. Mark in Souls says, need a good defense. Have been changing it up each week due to matchup. Drop Commanders for Pittsburgh, Atlanta, or Tampa Bay. I'm assuming, well, Pittsburgh is on bye, so I don't know what he means by Pitts. I mean, Kyle Pitts? I don't know. Atlanta or Tampa Bay, I guess, is the question there.
Like,
for
Atlanta or
defense.
Tampa Bay.
And I think it would be
Tampa Bay
Atlanta for me versus the Commanders.
Atlanta, the Commanders. Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Kyron Williams and Myers for Addison and Bijan Robinson.
The Atlanta that's the Atlanta one, yeah.
Yeah, Bijan.
I love that.
Give me that if you can do that every day. Dan T, if he plays over She Rice full PPR, I'm going T if he plays, no doubt about it. Wes, I'm starting 3 wide receivers. I got CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Jordan Addison, Puka. Who to sit?
You know, Addison is a sit here, as crazy as that sounds. For me.
He?
Yeah. I'm starting Puka, AJ Brown, and
you
CeeDee Lamb over
him. That is very fair. The CD has a better matchup this week, so I would rock with you there. Mike Walker, what's up, fellas? Can I start Devonta and Myers at the same week? Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers at the same week. Also, what defense can I stream this week?
Yeah,
you definitely can. Defenses, whoever's playing the Giants, brother.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that's not far off. Miami's a great one versus the Panthers too. Buffalo play the Giants. There's some good options. I got my rankings over on the Flock Fantasy site with my defense rankings over there. Catch 'em all, Saul. What is up? Should I trade Cook and McLaurin for Montgomery or Pacheco? Is that James Cook and Terry McLaurin? You know, my personal opinion is no. I think James Cook is going to be better. And McLaurin, you know, as bad as he was last week, I don't view him as a throw-in. I don't believe that Terry is that uninvolved. I just don't believe it, you know? I think he gets more involved.
You know what's crazy is that I was looking up Terry's snap percentages. He had 83% of snaps, and I said that was straight BS.
Yeah.
83% my ass because my guy was barely on the field. It felt like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree with Zach. I mean, I'm keeping Cook and McLaurin. I love Monty. I'm not doing a 2-for-1 for a running back like Monty or Pacheco personally. And I agree, Cook will get better. Perfect Dawn. Pick up Jonnu Smith or Logan Thomas over Tyler Higbee. I will go Logan Thomas personally. I'm not sure where Zach would go.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you there. I'm going Logan.
Okay.
Great matchup this week. One of my starts of the week. We have a super chat, and it's from Anthony, so we'll get to that straight away. We do answer those straight away. Thank you for the donation, Anthony. Very kind.
Appreciate you.
He's 3-2. He's in a 12-team, 1 flex league. PPR, Lamar, Amari Cooper. So he's putting his lineup out there. He's putting his bench out there. And the question is, any waiver moves? We don't know what your waivers look like.
Yeah, brother. What's your waivers look like? There's so many opportunities. I would say this: if there's somebody, this is a 1 quarterback league.
Who? Anthony, quickly type. Who's the top options on your waivers? I mean, keep in mind, guys, we can't see what your league looks like. Unfortunately, we do appreciate the donation. That's very kind of you, but we have no idea what your waivers look like, my man. So it's really difficult to say.
I would say
maybe
my
we
top.
can wait and have him comment again, and we'll come back to this.
Yeah, I would just quickly say like my top priorities this week is Roscoe, Rashawn Johnson. I also have. I actually don't remember. I need to pull up my rankings there for waivers. But yeah, we'll come back to you, brother.
Yeah. You don't need a super chat that one. Just comment, man. Let us know who's available because that's the bigger question there.
Yeah, if not, check out the waiver wire video as well, where I kind of bring those people in order. Obviously, things have changed already now with all these injuries.
For example, if an Osborne is out there, I would drop Brandon Cooks for him.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so many people.
Really
so like Rashawn Johnson, here we go. Curtis Samuel, KJ Osborne, Josh Downs, Amari DeMarcado. He definitely moves up now that James Conner goes on IR. So that's a huge step up there as well. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Kmet or Sanders?
Kmet or Sanders?
It's a good question. I'm going Kmet, dude.
Well, it's tight end premium, so you go Cole Kmet.
Honestly,
I would do.
I think I might do it in a non-tight end premium too. As crazy as that sounds. Anthony, Josh Downs, Osborne, Reynolds, Spears, RP Shin. Who's that? Maybe that's Rashawn Johnson. Okay, so let's assume that's Rashawn Johnson. I'll say this. Rashawn Johnson I would pick up. Okay, so looking at your team right now, I would be comfortable to drop Brandon Cooks, Elijah Mitchell, and I would be adding Downs, Rashawn Johnson. And honestly, dude, like I think I would drop Zach Moss for Osborne.
I would say I would be dropping
Maybe
Rice.
you trade Zach Moss and see what he's worth, but
yeah, I think if
or Gainwell, my bad. Drop Gainwell. Yeah,
you can do that as well. The other person I said was Rice. If what's his name doesn't play, Travis Kelce doesn't play, then maybe that is somebody you can do, but he'll definitely be the last one to drop as well. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I would say Rice is someone I want to hold on to. I'm really excited about him because of how high how many targets he's getting despite not playing very much. It's really interesting. But yeah, I mean, so overall, the players I would be dropping would be in order: Brandon Cooks, Elijah Mitchell, Gainwell, and then I would be trying to pick up Rashawn Johnson, Downs, and Osborne. So hopefully that helps. We do have another super chat, so we'll get to that straight away here from Cole. Thank you for the donation, man. He says, down bad at running back. Should I go for JWJ? I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head.
Same, JWJ.
JWJ. Jalen Warren, no. John Wick, no. I don't know. Or DeMarcado.
Mr. Week.
Who's JWJ? We're going to look like idiots when we find out this. Jeff Wilson Jr. Okay. Yeah, I can see how that would make sense. I feel like you would say JWJR, but just some feedback. Just kidding. Look, I would go Jeff Wilson there. Yeah.
I would go Jeff Wilson as well. I'm surprised Jeff Wilson is available in a lot of leagues
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, he
because,
is. It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
yeah. Anyways,
I would say
and
like
our-
in non-sharp
An eight-man
leagues, he'll
league.
be available even after the waivers clear.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe because they're probably still thinking about Raheem
Mm.
and saying, "Oh, well, he's not gonna have a role," but who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Tony, back to the top. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. We appreciate you guys. Tony G said, "What's going on, guys? Do you guys think Hollywood Brown is a good flex or
Yes.
rest of the season?" Yeah, 100%. My other options are Sanders, Flowers, London, and Pierce. Thanks.
Okay.
I mean, look, I think Hollywood could be a good flex. I do believe it's going to be based off matchup. London has a phenomenal matchup coming up this week, for example. I would start London over Hollywood.
Really? Okay.
But that's
I would
that
not.
just okay, okay. But I definitely would just based off the matchup. The Commanders give the third most fantasy points, but I will agree that Hollywood has been very consistent. So it depends on what you need and how you want to play it off. But I think it could be a great opportunity. So who's your other two wide receivers? That's what I would say, Tony. So like for example, if you have, I don't know, I can't really think of somebody off the top of my head, but if you had a DeAndre Hopkins, I'm starting London over DeAndre Hopkins. If that was your wide, if you had a Nico
Yeah.
Collins, I would be starting London personally over Nico Collins.
I think between Hollywood, Flowers, and London, you have great options. But I would lean Hollywood this week, and then Flowers would be my second option. Actually, I know that they threw the ball more last week, and London looks like he's recovering a little bit, but I still don't trust him enough to start him over
That's
those
fair.
options. So yeah, Hawkinson or Laporta this week. Man, it's actually a really good question. I'm going Hawkinson, excuse me, because great matchup versus the Bears. No Justin Jefferson, so yeah, it would be Hawkinson for me. But I'm in a league where I have Kelsey and Laporta, and Laporta has been in my flex for 2 weeks in a row already. So I'm just saying, like, both great options. As crazy as that sounds.
Right. Yeah, both great options there. I mean, I would agree T.J. Hawkinson with J.J. out. And Laporta, probably with Amon-Ra coming back, depending on what that looks like as well, that could definitely hinder him. So we'll wait and see what that looks like. We do have another super chat from Taco. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said 3-2, 12-man PPR. He says his team, he said, got all for Debo, DK, Madison for Justin Jefferson. Take it.
Got off for
Okay.
Debo, DK, and Madison for Justin Jefferson. He's 3-2 right now.
For your running backs.
So yeah, he'll
Eckler,
have
Brees,
Eckler, Brees, and then
Madison.
Rashad White still, Jalen Warren. So that's fine. His wide receiver room, he
is Lockett, Osborne, Debo, DK, with Deontay coming back as well, even though that's not a massive. I would say this. I like the Debo and DK part of it. Can Madison be somebody else? In my personal opinion, like
I think he's getting Jefferson. That's how I'm reading this.
Well, it says his team. Like when you read his team out, it says Rashad White, Jay Jettas,
okay, my bad.
Deontay.
Okay.
Like, if you're trying to trade away Justin Jefferson to get more depth to kind of get like ahead of it, I'm looking at different running backs personally. Like I like the Debo DK. I just want a bigger running back.
I was more interested in this one. I thought you were getting Justin Jefferson myself.
Which is fair.
I'm trading Justin Jefferson away for quality, not depth. And that's not to disrespect Debo or DK, but I mean, with all due respect, Debo's been completely mid with Ayuk in the lineup, and Metcalf has not been he's been fine, but Metcalf hasn't even been as valuable as Hollywood.
He hasn't been a boom player, and that's exactly why I was gonna say, can I get a boom running back? I need to have a better running back because that was gonna be it. DK and Debo, they have those boom games, but not consistent. So can I get a consistent running back here? Since you really don't really need a quote unquote consistent running back because of the way Eckler coming back, and then Brees the way he played.
I don't want to move off Jefferson for depth, and I know that's not that might be disrespectful to Debo and DK because they're must starts for most people. But if I'm moving Justin Jefferson, okay, give me Cooper Kupp and Madison. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want a 3-for-1. I want quality starters. And that's not, again, to disrespect those guys, but all right, give me freaking Jamar Chase straight up, Like I don't want to sacrifice the star for depth. So yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I hear you.
By the way, 98 people watching, guys. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go ahead and smash that like button. We do appreciate you. Let's get to 75 likes. We're about 15. My math is bad here. No, yeah, about 15 likes away from 75 right now. Go ahead, hit that like button. When you do, you help the channel grow. You help us reach more people. We will answer questions in order unless there's a super chat. If there's a super chat, we will answer it straight away. D. Holly is the next question. Jamie Pierce or Osborne? This would be Osborne for me this week.
Yeah, it will be Osborne this week as well. Pierce doesn't have the best matchup against the running back here. Thoughts on James Cook will definitely be better. They kind of abandoned the run game, I truly believe, early.
Yeah, they did.
Which was really weird.
What was strange is it felt like he would have been way more involved in the air.
One, that as well. And then when he did have the ball, like I watched that game in full, right? Like he had the first, I think, carry of the game. He breaks it out for 5 yards. And then they disappear. He disappears. As in, like, he's not on the field anymore. He doesn't get another handoff. And then when he does get a handoff, those two, I think it was 2 to 3 or 4 handoffs. I forgot how many other handoffs he got. I think it was 4 other handoffs because I think he only ran the ball like 5 times. They were all for negative yards.
Yeah.
So it was just very, very bad.
Yeah.
The way they used him.
It was weird. By the way, I see some people commenting and talking about how Justin Jefferson is expected to miss games. We're completely aware. He will be. He's on the IR, so he'll be out at least 4 weeks. But you got to think about it differently here, right? Like that team who commented, he's 3-2. He's not in a position where he's 1-4, and he has to capitalize on moving Jefferson, right? I want to win in the playoffs, and to do that, I want Justin Jefferson on my team. You know what I'm saying? So it is situational. Maybe that trade would be more enticing if he was, let's say, 1-4 at this point. But yeah, hopefully that brings some clarity. M. Browning Love says, who won this trade that went down today, JJ or Puka Jeff Wilson? Man, yeah, again, like it sounds like potentially a win-win if that team who had Jefferson needs to win right now. But if I am in a place where I'm 4-1 or 3-2, I'm keeping Jefferson there. So yeah.
For me, it's just the running back. That's a short-term running back. Puka's a long-term answer. I have to have a long-term running back. It may not be sexy in your eyes. Like, I would rather have James Cook. That's a long-term running back. I would rather have somebody along those lines. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm thinking of. But.
Mr. Biko, what's up, my man? He says 12-team PPR strong at wide receiver, starving for running backs, 2 offers on the table. So he's got Javante Connor and some backups. Yeah, that is rough. Okay, for Puka, number 1, Achane and Hubbard. Number 2, Puka and Dowdle for Addison and Spears. Okay, so honestly, I don't feel like either of those offers really value Puka enough right now. If Achane was healthy, yeah, let's take the Achane side.
So is he saying Devon and Hubbard for Puka? Is that what that means?
So my understanding is Achane and Hubbard, and he's sending away Puka. And in the second one, he's sending away Puka and Dowdle for Addison and Spears. I just don't feel like either of these offers really properly value Puka.
No way. You need a running back, brother. Puka is still with Cooper Kupp Puka right now is wide receiver 3 on the season, and that was with Cooper Kupp. How many points did he drop this past week?
Well, one of those weeks was with Cooper Kupp, but I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that was one of those weeks with Cooper Kupp, and he still dropped over, 14 fantasy points this week. You keep him, and if you are going to sell him, you want a superstar running back.
Well,
what
you
I
want
would
at
say.
least someone who's healthy for the next couple weeks. Like, if Achan was healthy, easy. I think that's a fair deal straight up. Puka for Achan. But he's not healthy right now.
But I'm thinking of like, when I say superstar, I think of like Monty, the way he's performing. I
I
think of
love
Kenneth
that.
Walker. I
Yeah.
think of I would even say
Jacobs.
DeAndre Swift, how great he's
Maybe
been going.
Pollard right now on the low.
Yeah, Pollard, Josh Jacobs, like those are the names that I'm looking at trying to acquire if I'm selling Puka right now, personally. And maybe they're lowballing you because Cooper Cup's back, and they'd be like, great, Cooper Cup's back, but how many points did he drop? That's the rebuttal. How many points did Puka drop with Cooper Cup? Um, and anyways, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a good trade personally.
Liam, what's up, my man? He says, rate my 14-man team. I mean, we say this every time we go and do this stream. We don't do any team grades, guys. We only do that over on the Fantasy Hotline. But, I mean, your team looks good, man, especially for a 14-teamer. So I think you should feel good. Appreciate you, Jimmy. He says everyone hit the like button. Drew Williams says 18 PPR, 1-4 so far. Injuries hurt. Any thoughts on players I should seek out? Yeah, again, we're not doing any team breakdowns here on this stream, guys. You can see how many questions there are. We do team breakdowns and that kind of advice over on our Fantasy Hotline. We appreciate you all. We love you all, but hopefully you understand when you can see how many questions we got there in the chat. More trying to answer start-sit questions or I got this trade. What do you think? Akshay, Myers versus Olave versus Devonta rest of season. Yeah, this would be, for me, as crazy it sounds, I would still have Devonta and Olave over Myers. It would be Devonta, Olave, Myers in that order for me.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I mean, we both believe Devonta Smith and Olave is going to be better long term.
Is Barkley going to play? It sounds like there's a good possibility, but we can't say for sure. Let's wait for reports. What do I do with Achan if I'm on a team like, for example, I'm in our home Superflex league, Badaki. I'm 4-1. I have Achan. I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
But if you're in a desperate position or you're 1-4, 2-3, then field offers and see what comes up, and then let us know. We'll be happy to give feedback. Osborne or Woods? I'm going Osborne this week.
Agreed.
Addy says, hey, y'all, quick question. I'm about to lose CD and Higgins week 7 to bye weeks. My backup would be Sutton. Should I look for someone off waivers? If so, who? Samuel, Downs, Jameson. Yeah, I think Downs is a great pickup, especially.
I think both Samuel and Downs.
Yeah. Downs to me is just very enticing with Gardner Minshew. If it was Anthony Richardson, not as enticing, but, the 2 weeks that Downs has played so far in with Minshew, in week 3, 12 targets. In week 5, 6 targets. Both games over 13 PPR points. So Minshew looks like he's favoring Downs. So Downs would be my priority, then Samuel as backup options.
Agreed. Completely agree. Pick 2 to start. Pittman, Swift, Brees, full PPR. I'm going Swift and based off this matchup. Based off Breach's matchup this week, it's a bit tough. I think I might go Pittman here.
I'm going Brees and Swift still myself, but
even Pittman does have a tough matchup, I would say as well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the PPR opportunities with Michael Pittman. I think he's still going to get those targets.
It's just tough. Like 7 targets, 5 catches, 10 points in a great matchup versus the Titans. I know that Brees has a tough matchup too, but I'm looking at like who has a chance to have the explosive plays, like the breakaways, and that would be Brees for me, even though it's not a good matchup at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Charlie, half PPR, pick 1 rest of the season. Pickens, Deontay, or Josh Palmer. Look, I'm a big Deontay guy. I think he will be better. I think maybe a big reason why this offense was struggling is because Deontay wasn't there, but maybe that changes. I don't know. But we had to go with Pickens because of how great he's been, I think, the past couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it would be Pickens. He's been pretty inconsistent, but it would be Pickens for me.
I mean, this past week, over 26 fantasy points, 6 targets. Still getting those targets. Is that going to change with Deontay coming back? Maybe, maybe not. We have to wait and see what that looks like. So we'll see. Fran, waiver wire, DeMarcado, Justice Hill, or Foreman. We're going Marcado there. DeMarcado.
Yeah. In order, pretty much what he said for me.
Exactly. Marcado, McLaughlin.
If you need a spot start, I think Mercado is the better one this week because Javonte just practiced in full today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
I
if
agree.
you saw that.
No, I agree, and I would say this. I think McLaughlin has solidified himself as taking opportunities away from Samaje Perine. That's what I would say. Not saying that he should be picked up over DeMarcado. I'm saying that if Javonte goes down again, McLaughlin is, in my opinion, the backup to Javonte moving forward.
Honestly, like I don't know that there's a more disgusting backfield for fantasy right now than the Denver Broncos. Like if you own Javonte, what Jaleel did in his absence sucks for you. If you have Jaleel, it sucks that Javonte's back. It's like, is there any real upside in this backfield? I don't know. Element Nova says, who do I sit? Cup, Hill, Moore, or Amon-Ra? Got cut because a league mate thought Cup was out for the season in week 2 and dropped him. Oh my God. You know what? Those kind of comments make me feel good because we're necessary. We are necessary to the fantasy industry. Cup, Hill, Moore, or Amon-Ra? You don't sit Cooper Kupp. You don't sit Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So I guess, is that DJ Moore or Amon-Ra?
Yeah, and I think it goes based off matchup for me when I think of it. Both these guys should be starters without a doubt. We're definitely going to get this wrong. But if I'm going based off matchup, the Bears have they're playing, the Vikings, who are arguably is a top matchup here for the wide receiver. Not arguably, a top matchup here for the wide receiver position. They give it the 4th most fantasy points. And then when you look at who the Lions play are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're middle of the pack defense. So give me DJ Moore.
Yeah, I'd be there with you as well. Just not knowing how healthy Amon-Ra is either at this moment helps make that decision. James Cook or JT rest of the season. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor there. Yeah,
you have to go Taylor. I mean, if Taylor's healthy, full go, I mean, he can still finish higher than James Cook is right now, so I'm with you there.
Mr. Green says, sorry guys, I'll clear up my question from earlier. Pittman and Myers for Lamb. Pittman and Myers for Lamb. It's a 10-man full PPR. I'm 4-1. I have Kupp and Keenan as my wide receivers. I prefer Lamb in that question.
I agree.
Let's see. Maine is asking the chat.
Okay.
Hospital Mike says, trying to trade Palmer Musgrave for someone open to trading Waddle. They are 0-5 and have Hunter Henry. Trying to trade Palmer Musgrave for someone open to trade. What could I say to help convince them?
Trying to trade Palmer and Musgrave for someone open to trade.
Really, the ammunition that you have is your team is dog shit. But any fantasy player who is been playing for more than a year wouldn't do that trade. I don't think.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Should I trade Cousins for Puka? If this is one quarterback league, absolutely.
Yeah. As in, you would prefer Puka, right?
If this is a super flex league and Josh Dobbs is on waiver wires, hypothetically.
I mean, I'm just assuming this is one quarterback because you would say super flex if it was.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I would do this.
Puka is the clear winner there. Yeah.
Yeah. Start 2 of Kenneth Walker, Kyren, or Swift. In a PPR, leaning Kyren and Swift, or excuse me, Kenneth Walker and Swift. That's exactly where I would go.
Okay.
Personally, I kind of mentioned about I think Kyren's upside is a little bit limited now with Cooper Kupp back, but he can still have a great game.
This would be Kyren and Kenneth for me. It's an incredible matchup for Kyren. 4th best matchup against the Cardinals. Yeah, they're not going to be playing the Eagles every week. I think. Kyron's still going to be a great option rest of the year. Should I trade Kirk for Puka? We already talked about that. Is Purdy top 5 quarterback? I love that this conversation has happened, and I have so much Purdy on our Dynasty channel. You guys heard me talking him up all offseason. But no, he's not top 5. I said this. I said before the year, Brock Purdy is this year's Geno Smith, and that's how I still feel. Traded Waddle for Mike Evans for my flex. Do you think that was a good move? I'd still prefer Waddle.
It also depends on if Mike Evans is healthy when he comes back.
Yeah.
We still don't know yet.
Two Shoes Media. I have number 1 pick in waivers, Osborne or Jeff Wilson. I think I'm going Jeff there because I assume you'd need running back help. But Assumptions make an ass out of you and me, and who knows. KV says, should I trade Brian Robinson for Rachaad White? Man, I really view those guys similarly rest of the year. Really similarly. The good news for Rachaad is when the Bucks are down, they use him. And that's not the case with Brian. If the Commanders are down, it's Gibson. So, yeah, I think I do lean Rachaad White.
Yeah, I have to go Rachaad White. Passing opportunity there, getting more targets. Even though Brian Robinson has been doing this thing in the air as well. Long term, I think it's going to be Rachaad White for me as well.
Yeah.
Kevin, have Josh Jacobs, ETN, Kenneth Walker, and Jonathan Taylor need a wide receiver. Who should I trade away? What kind of return?
I mean, what we can tell you is a player that we would be looking to trade away, and none of those guys we would, but I would say, I guess you can look at trading Walker. Try and get a superstar. You need, at minimum, a top 12 wide receiver. Feel free to come back to the stream and tell us what offers you got there, my man. By the way, over 90 people watching the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Go ahead and do us a favor. Smash the like button. Simple way for you to help the channel grow over here. As you can see, we are on the road to 10K. Every like does help us get there. Every subscribe helps us get there. Super chats will get answered straight away today. Otherwise we will go in order. And we're trying our best to get through as many questions as we can. Addie's the next question here. Should I start Higgins, Madison, Ford, White for flex? Okay, so I guess it's you choose one here. And Higgins, Madison, Ford, White for flex. For me, this would be Madison. I don't know where you stand there, but I love the matchup versus the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Higgins if Higgins plays, which I doubt. But I will be leaning. Ooh, boy. I will be leaning White as well because Ford has a tough matchup against the 49ers.
I said Madison, though.
Sorry, Madison.
Okay.
Because Ford has a tough matchup against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Max traded Jonathan Taylor and Miles Sanders for Kenneth Walker and Jalen
Beautiful.
Waddle. Love that trade.
Beautiful.
Michael Wilson or Josh Downs?
I think you go Downs right now just because of what we're seeing with Minshew.
Yeah, exactly. With Minshew's stuff coming in, it feels better. Kelsey or Cole Kmet? Here you go.
Kelsey.
Here you go. Cole Kmet, not Jux. You should go Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
Need a flex with JJ gone, JT Palmer or KJ Osborne. JT Jonathan Taylor. Feels like that's the highest.
Yeah, if JT plays, and unless there's a report that he's going to be limited like he was last week, then you play JT. Otherwise, between Palmer and Osborne, that's actually a really good question.
Who's Palmer play? Palmer played the Cowboys. I mean, based off matchup, it feels like the Bears is the better option, which means KJ Osborne could potentially be the guy.
Yeah.
We just have not that we haven't seen much from Palmer. The one game with Mike Williams, he goes down 14 points. In Vegas, 10 points. He does get the targets. But KJ, you kind of expect him to step into that role. This is why they kept him. This is why he was getting so many snaps, because they trust him. So I'll go KJ Osborne there.
Yeah.
6. I have Mostert, Pollard, Kyren Williams, and Eckler. Who should I look to trade? I need in need of a wide receiver 2 behind Brown. I would be trying to trade. I'm keeping Eckler and Pollard. For me, it's going to be between Mostert and Kyren Williams. It will probably be Mostert. He is a short-term high, somebody starting at the running back position. I'd rather keep Kyren. There's no one's going to back him up and take opportunity away. But when Devon comes in, we've seen how Mostert could be irrelevant. So sell Mostert high now to get a top wide receiver. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. Love Karen Williams. That's actually Kyren's mommy.
So
shout out to her.
Imagine Kyren's mom's name is actually Karen. Gosh.
Greg says start 1, Rice, Samuel, Jaleel. This would probably be, it's between Curtis and Rice for me.
This would be Curtis Samuel for me. It looks like Travis Kelce is trending towards the right wing. I said this in my video. If Travis Kelce does play, I'm not confident still in starting Rice. And Curtis Samuel is clearly the wide receiver 2 on this team currently right now, which is annoying. If you are if you are a Curtis Samuel owner or Javonte Williams owner.
I'm gonna go Rice if Kelsey does not play. That would be my
I
opinion
would go there. I would go there with you as well if Kelsey doesn't
Yeah.
play. But if Kelsey plays, it's Curtis Samuel.
We just got a super chat, so we will answer that straight away. It's from Mystic
Here we go.
Flame. Thank you for the donation. It's one of two. He says 12-team Dynasty Superflex Start 11. Tell me if good trades. Traded Achane and Watson for Smith and Kyler. Achane and Watson for Devonta Smith and Kyler. It's a super flex league. I love that deal.
Yeah,
Traded
that's
Fields and Monty for Lawrence. I also love that deal because you're getting off of Justin Fields' unknown future for Trevor Lawrence. Traded Walker for Kendre and a 24 first. I don't know about that one. I love Kendre Miller, but Kenneth Walker looks like a star right now. And that first, right now, I don't really love this running back class in 2024, if I'm honest with you. That could change, but right now, I've not been like overly blown away. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to replace him. And then the last one, traded Zach Moss for a random second today. That's great. Yeah. That's a great deal. So the only deal I personally don't love is the Walker deal.
Kenneth Walker for Kendre in a first. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not high on Kendre Miller. Wasn't high on him coming into this year. And I'd rather have Kenneth Walker long term, even though you're probably worried about Zach Charbonnet. We haven't seen Zach Charbonnet. Maybe this is better in the second half of the season. Mystic.
And I would just step in there, and just say, like, I do think Charbonnet's role is going to continue to grow. Keep in mind, we talked about how Charbonnet is a good pass catcher. In week 1, 0 targets for Charbonnet, 5 for Walker. But now in week 4, the latest game, 3 targets for Charbonnet and none for Walker. Yeah, so that role could still grow.
Yeah, he said I have Charbonnet. He said we're good. I have Charbonnet. So if you have that, then still I'd rather have Walker. But that's what I would have done. But either way, all those other trades are great trades. I love it as well. Devonta Smith and Kyler.
I personally still see Kendre as the future of the running back position for the Saints. So it could pay off long term for me. Officer Nasty, love that
Officer
name.
Nasty.
Do you guys think Kelsey will play this week? Appreciate you, man. Do we think Kelsey will play this week?
Kelsey actually practiced today.
He did. In limited practice, right?
In limited practice, I think he plays. He practiced today, unless he has a setback today or tomorrow or the day after, or really just tomorrow, because tomorrow is Wednesday over there, right? Yeah, really just tomorrow. So if he practices tomorrow, I think he will play.
Oh, Travis. It's a weird position right now because honestly, I said this on yesterday's stream, but when he went down, I'm a Chiefs fan. When he went down and we rewatched that play, I thought his Achilles was gone. I thought it was over. And I was trying to picture the Kansas City Chiefs without Kelsey. And the fact that he came back in that game and not only played, but he was on there for the Hail Mary attempt to defend. Those two factors make me think that he is not as injured as it was led on to believe. So I'm going Kelsey.
Maybe he just had dead leg or something.
Maybe. I think he plays.
I do think he plays as well. And those are two instances where we've seen two players look like they get hurt really bad, leave the game, and then come back in. One looks like he's fine. The other one is going to miss some significant amount of time and move on, which is annoying. But hopefully that helps there. We do have a super chat.
Okay, we'll get to Wilson in a second then. We'll get to that super chat straight away. My bad.
Thank you so much, Gil. We appreciate you for the super chat. He said, I started JT last week and somehow won. Do I start JT in the flex this week over Cooper and Godwin? No, you start Cooper Kupp.
I think that's Amari.
Amari Cooper. Ooh, okay. So if that is Amari Cooper, excuse me, I'm not starting him if Deshaun Watson doesn't play. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's a good point. If Watson plays, I will go Amari Cooper. If not, then let's hope that JT, there's reports that he's full go and you can start him. Now, here's a scenario. If JT reports come out that he's limited again this week and Watson doesn't play and Mike Evans is limited with a hamstring, Godwin
you go
becomes the play.
Godwin.
So
Exactly.
there's actually
Exactly.
3 scenarios here in which all 3 of these guys become the play. But hopefully that helps, and that's how you can play it out the rest of the
Yeah. So
week.
just keep an ear out, and the reports out on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah. We
And
do appreciate the
hopefully that can
donation,
help.
though. Very kind.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gil. We appreciate you. Wilson, back up at the top. What's up, my people? Trade Zach Moss, Dotson, and London for Gibbs and
I love
and
that.
Watson. Oh, what you think? Yeah, I like that trade. I completely agree.
I love it. Man, I love Dotson, but they are determined to use Logan Thomas. They are just absolutely determined to use this over 30-year-old tight end instead of their superstar wide receivers they have.
He found success using over 30-year-old tight end in Kansas City. Tell you that much.
He did, but Logan Thomas is not in the same category as Travis Kelce. I would take Gibbs and T. I like that. That's a good buy low on those 2 names. Should I trade CD for Etienne? These are even. I mean, they're as valuable as each other, so it depends on team need.
Mm-hmm.
Ace says, good evening, y'all. Should I trade Ford and Goddard for Myers? My main tight end is Hawkinson. I like it. I really like it. If you're good at running back, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, I think it really depends on that running back. If Ford is a vital part of your running back room, even your third running back, I think it's too much. Can you get Myers and somebody else back? A third running back, But I do like the trade if you are okay at the running back position. Trade Amari Cooper for T. Higgins. I think that's an even trade, personally. I think when Deshaun Watson's back, I think he'll be fine. Top 12, 2 top 12 guys, in my opinion.
Yeah. If I knew Watson was healthy, I would say Mari. What we do know is that Higgins is not healthy. So I'm going to lean Amari Cooper for now. Two Shoes Media says, if I have waiver wire priority, is that for as many guys as I want, or can I only add one? Yeah, so if you have waiver wire priority, that means you get the first pick, but you don't get every player you want, right? You have to put on your priority who you want to take first overall, and then it will go through everyone's priorities and then back to you, right? So think of it as a dynasty rookie draft, for example, right? You get the number 1 pick, everyone gets a go, and then all the way back to you once everyone gets a go, and then repeat that process. Yeah. John says, PPR choose 3 to start: Ayuk, Ridley, Swift, Mostert, Kyren. Good God. How do you choose between these?
Yeah, John. I mean, all these guys are startable assets there. I think one I'm for sure starting. The 2 people I'm for sure starting will be Ridley and Swift. I think it goes in the air with Ayuk, Mostert, and Kyren.
Man.
And then when it comes down to things like that, it would have to be based off matchup. So Ayuk has a terrible matchup against the Browns, who give up the least amount of fantasy points to the wide receiver position. Raheem Mostert going against the Panthers. And then Kyren Williams this week against the Cardinals. So I'm going to go Kyren Williams here.
Yeah. As crazy as it sounds, like, to me, 49er players, I just don't think matchups matter. I really don't. I think they're all...
Maybe that is the
like,
case too.
That offense is so damn good that it's like, I don't care. These guys are incredible. Ayuk is the number 1 there. Like, we talked about it being a possibility before the year. Yeah, he's the number 1 wide receiver there. And he was targeted 7 times in a blowout. You know what I mean? Like, what if that Dallas game was competitive? What would that have looked like? That's what I think about. So, and maybe I'm galaxy braining this, but who's the starting quarterback for the Browns? Because if it's Watson, I think it'll be a somewhat competitive game. If it's not Watson, then I'm not sure Ayuk is necessary. What I do know is I'm starting all these running backs: Swift, Mostert, Kyren. That's how I would play it. All these guys will be involved in the air, and all of them have good matchups or on elite offenses. We have a super chat.
Yeah, a couple.
We got a couple. The first one is from D Holly, so we'll get to these super chats straight away. D Holly, thank you for the donation. 12-team PPR 1 flex starters. Fields. These are his starters. He's showing us here. He's showing us the bench. So he's kind of showing us his team. And then there's another super chat down below where he says, trade thoughts traded Fields, DJ Moore, White, Mondre for Pollard, Pierce, Lawrence, Kyler. I feel like we've talked about this on yesterday's stream, no?
I don't know. I need to read this again. Okay, 12-team PPR, 1 flex starter. Fields, Cook, Mondre, Hill, Goddard.
I feel like I remember talking about this deal on yesterday's stream. Because this is not a Superflex league, correct? Remember how we had that conversation about Superflex and Kyler and everything? Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming this is not a Superflex league. It says 12-team PPR, 1 flex.
Yeah, can you clarify if it's a Superflex or not? We just want to give you the best possible answer. You don't have to super chat. You can just put it in the chat down below.
We can see his team here right now. His team is Justin Fields, James Cook, Ramondre, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, Goddard, White. On his bench, he's got Rashawn, DJ Moore, which DJ Moore should be starting. Geno, Jameson Williams, and Quentin Johnston. And the trade again is traded. It looks like he has Fields on his roster.
Yeah, traded Fields.
I'm assuming traded for Fields, Moore, Rachaad White, Ramondre Stevenson, and I think he sent away Pollard, Pierce, Lawrence, and Kyler.
Yes, I remember this one because I was like, why are you trading for Kyler if it's his 1 quarterback league? I remember this. Okay.
And I think he sent away Kyler and Lawrence.
Yeah, he did. He did send away Kyler and Lawrence.
I remember talking about this deal and just saying, like, I think overall you got the best value in the trade. I do. Getting Justin Fields and DJ Moore and Rachaad White, and I don't really like Ramondre. Like, those 3 names, like, I think you got the best value in this trade. However, your running backs are pretty weak now without Tony Pollard. You've got James Cook, Ramondre. So overall, again, I think you got the best value in this deal, and he says that he got Dotson in the trade too. I think you got the best value, especially in a 1 quarterback. I don't understand why. Okay, he says, no, I'm getting the Lawrence side. Okay. I'm really not understanding just like we talked about yesterday, in a 1 quarterback league, I don't understand trading for 2 quarterbacks.
Exactly. Can you put it, is this a 2 quarterback or 1 quarterback league, D. Holly? Just put Superflex or not Superflex. Because if this is Superflex, I love the Lawrence Kyler side. If it's not Superflex, like Zach said, I'm not necessarily sure why you would trade for 2 quarterbacks.
I like Pollard in this deal, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I would agree. I think it just all comes down to Superflex or not.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if he's still there.
Like right now, I would say Rachaad White has more value than Dameon Pierce. Now, some people might disagree with me, and that's okay. But Pollard and DJ Moore is relatively even. But again, we got rid of Ramondre, and we added 2 quarterbacks. I just don't understand it, adding the 2 quarterbacks. So hopefully that's helpful, man. I'm sorry. It might not be the exact answer you're looking for. Let us know if we can clarify anything. But, yeah, like, I don't even want to roster 2 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league. And I understand Kyler goes on the IR, but, like, what's the best case scenario? In Superflex, I get it because you could get a top 12 guy, but, he comes back in week 10 or something, looks good, and then now you have to decide each week between Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray. It would be different if it's Superflex because, now I got 2 guys I can start every week. So yeah, quarterbacks would never be an important part of a deal for me in 1 quarterback. And I know you feel the same. We do have another super chat from PL here. And PL says, Dynasty PPR, thoughts about trading for Keenan Allen as a win now team, including Nico in the deal. I have Olave, Herbert, quarterback, juicy stack. Okay, so it sounds like you are wanting to acquire Keenan Allen and you're sending away Nico, right? And in a win now team, I think that's relatively even. I do think Nico has more value long term, but if you're kind of wanting to push all the chips into the middle and go all in, I think that's a understandable move for a win now team.
Yeah, agreed? I agree. Completely agree.
Thank you for the donation, man. Holly has some more clarification. It says, no, he was going to drop him. It was just a free ad. Okay, right. Kyler didn't matter.
So take Kyle out that deal then.
Yeah.
In reality, you traded Justin Fields, DJ Moore,
Rashad White,
DJ Moore,
Ramondre
Rashad White,
Stevenson.
For Pollard, Pierce, and Lawrence.
Yeah, not enough for me.
Yeah, not enough. Exactly. You traded DJ Moore
Got Dotson too,
and
but
Justin
still,
Fields.
Dotson isn't a startable asset. You know, Pierce is
Yeah.
not the focal point of his offense, and he looks average.
So I definitely do think you upgrade at the running back position
100%.
without a doubt.
You did.
I think it's a pivot from Lawrence to Justin Fields, but you lose significantly in that DJ Moore trade. The way he has been playing and the way it looks like they have kind of been going in cahoots. Maybe you thought Jahan Dotson would improve. I hope so,
Yeah.
but that doesn't seem like that's the case right now.
Like my truly honest opinion is like I don't know that either side really won. Like it's kind of a the two big pieces here is really DJ Moore and Pollard. And I think they're just as valuable as each other probably at different positions, you know? So I would say they're just as valuable. Riley says, come on, move on. I mean, this guy just donated $12 to us, Riley. We're going to take some time and make sure we answer his questions, okay? Like I said, I feel like DJ Moore and Pollard are like the important pieces here. And everything else is kind of like just coming together to be like this average out type of deal. So, yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Doesn't feel big for me.
Yeah.
But look, we can definitely be wrong. We'll wait and see what that.
We
looks
could be
like
wrong,
moving
man.
forward.
Hopefully that helps. We do appreciate the donations for sure.
Yeah.
Next question we
you.
had in
Both
order
guys.
is from Adam. He says, just traded Keenan Allen and Chris Godwin for Isaiah Pacheco, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, and Tyler Lockett. Just traded Keenan Allen and Chris Godwin for Pacheco, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, and Lockett.
I think that's a good trade,
Yeah, same.
personally. You get a lot of depth there. So
Yeah, totally. I
That's right.
agree.
DeMarcado there. I think we both go DeMarcado to pick up.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Hopefully that helps. My dad is offering Pacheco for Bijan. I have Bijan tempted, but I feel Bijan has so
No,
much
dude.
more upside.
Your dad is trying to screw over his own son.
Look at your father and say, Dad, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna laugh at your face and be like, what? And then he's gonna try to convince you that Pacheco is better because he's playing with Patrick Mahomes, which is an absolute lie. Anyways,
Yeah. No. I
Dad,
mean,
if you're watching, I'm disappointed.
if that trade went down in our league, we would just be like, oh, this poor soul got taken advantage of, you know? Shopkey, what Arizona running back rest of season aside from Connor will be the number one? No idea. Absolutely no idea because Ingram's not been healthy. I'll say DeMarcado because he looked good in his opportunity, but we don't know what Ingram's role will be when his neck is healthy. Part of your Fields this week, this would be Justin Fields for me.
Yeah. Give me Justin Bieber.
Good
Down to
matchup.
Osborne, Reynolds, Spears. Okay, what's the question? To pick up one? Pick up.
I think we already answered this. Remember, this is from a
Okay.
super chat.
Oh, yeah, that was. Okay.
Joe
Okay,
is the
bring
next
it.
question here. Flex, non-PPR, pick one. Moss, Rashawn Johnson, McLaughlin, and Jeff Wilson. This would be Rashawn Johnson if he plays for me.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
Yes.
If he doesn't, I need to see what Jeff Wilson's practice looks
Exactly.
like.
That's what I need to see as well.
Because it could be Moss or Wilson if Johnson doesn't play.
Yeah, man, that's going to be interesting to see how this if Jeff Wilson steps in. Wow, and he's just as good as Devon. That's going to be like, damn, what the hell's going to happen with all three of them on the fields? Bijan for Pacheco. We said Bijan. CD. We answered this question. Half point PPR. Would you trade David Montgomery, Ridley for Diggs? I have CMC, Kamara, Saquon. Madison, pretty RB heavy. Monty and Ridley for Diggs. Can you get more?
In
Like,
a
I want-
half PPR format, I think Monty has even more value compared to a.
I would want. This is what I would say. I'm happy to do this trade, but I need somebody else. Can I get I'll send Monty and Ridley. Can I get Diggs and somebody else? Can I get Diggs in another look? I don't know, a
Rashawn
Jacoby
Johnson?
Myers, a Rashawn Johnson, whoever, right? Like somebody small that it can be a 2 for 2. I don't think it should be a 2 for 1 in this deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear you. Chet Chief says, "Oh snap! A live show with the boys. Hope you're all doing awesome. Hope you are too, man."
Awesome, brother. Hope you're doing
Royer
great.
says, "Trade Mark Andrews for DK. I have Laporta on bench, or trade Laporta for DK." I think it's relatively even. I would want, if I traded one of those tight ends, I would want a higher profile receiver.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier. DK has just been definition of mid, and that's not trying to be disrespectful, but I'd rather have Ayuk rest of season. I'd rather have a DJ Moore, a Puka Nacua, a CD Lamb. So I just feel like it's a fine deal, but DK might not be the caliber of wide receiver I want.
Mm-hmm. I traded Andrews, Christian Watson, Ramondre Stevenson, and a Monra for Ertz. Ooh, excuse me. Ertz, Addison, Eckler, and Debo. PPR, did I win? Ertz, Addison, Eckler, Debo. I traded Andrews, Christian Watson, Ramondre, and a Monra. I would rather have the Andrews side. I think it's not sexy. I just think Mark Andrews is a significant jump in the tight end room. Christian Watson, Addison. You see Christian Watson still getting worked in. I think Amon-Ra and Eckler are pretty even. And then Ramondre and Debo, I guess that's the boom or bust. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Go for it. Which
No,
one?
you hang up
Also
the phone.
trade. No, you hang up. Also trade Justin Jefferson away or hold them. We're definitely holding him, but I'm happy to trade him away if you are in a specific position, 1 and 4, whatever the case may be. If I can get a haul for Justin Jefferson, I need to win. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps.
By the way, I just wanted to say to D Holly, because you said, "I'm sorry if I took too long." Do not say sorry, man. You donated $12 to us to help you answer your question. Do not say sorry, bro. We appreciate your donation and your support. So yeah, Ryan is the next question there.
Yeah, what do you do with Dotson and Elijah Moore in redraft containing to hold or time to move on to better options? I think in my
So what the options?
yeah,
are.
depends on what the options are. In my perspective, if there is 1-2 hold, I'm still holding Elijah Moore because we've seen him getting the targets where Dotson we haven't. But at the same time, how the hell do you drop Jahan Dotson or Elijah Moore?
Yeah.
That's how I would. It's just tough. It's tough right now.
Yeah, it really comes down to like what options are on the waiver wire. You know, Ryan, maybe you can let us know what options are out there. But I would say in most 12-man leagues, there's not better options to hold on waivers. So that kind of answers that question there, hopefully. We got a super chat from Ralph, so we'll get to his question straight away there. He
Ralph.
says, "Just lost Jefferson, but I'm 5-0. Do I hold or sell?" I would be holding. You're in the perfect situation to hold Jefferson. You know, like you got 5 wins on the bounce, no losses so far. You can afford to take a couple losses. You know, keep in mind, Ralph, we want to be the best team in the playoffs, not the best team in week 6 necessarily, you know? So for you to be 5-0, you would comfortably be holding Justin Jefferson there, I think.
Yeah, I would completely agree there. Thank you so much for the super chat there.
Yeah.
Inkscar, what's happening? How you doing?
What's up?
I have bad options at tight end. Okay,
Yeah, you
so
do. Those are awful.
I would go Joe Everett personally.
Gosh. I have no idea, honestly.
The only reason why I say that is because I think you can see him getting more targets, even though, you know, like when Mike Williams went down against Minnesota, you saw him getting, not saying he all came after those targets, but he caught 6 out of 6 targets, 8 fantasy points. I know during Vegas that didn't really help, but I think he can definitely get more worked into this offense, like we saw last year when Mike Williams, and Keenan Allen missed some time.
Yeah.
So
Mike Will made it.
Mike Will.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you answer that question. No idea, but I guess
I'm just
I'll go
going to
Everett.
better offense.
Yeah.
I'm going to better offense. I think that's also a good thing.
That
Hit
makes
that
sense.
like button. Ink said, we appreciate you. My running backs are hurting bad. Taco, I would be getting DK's side if I can squeeze Mostert out of him. Okay, so sorry. I would be getting DK and Debo's side if I can squeeze Mostert out of him, but giving up somebody like Ford, should I take it then? The Taco was a super chat?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and we said to keep Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
even
think
if
we did say that.
Yeah, I would say honestly, even if he gives you Ford, I would keep Jefferson.
Yeah.
Francisco, would you trade Debo, St. Brown, and Laporta for Kyron, Devonta, and Olave?
Debo, St. Brown, Laporta, for Kyron, Devonta Smith. Debo, St. Brown, Laporta. Who's your tight end?
Mm-mm.
I think that's a big question there, because I'm happy to have Debo, Amon-Ra, and Laporta. If your tight end is, I don't know, Zach Ertz or a Joe Everett, like we were talking about. Like if you're struggling at the tight end position, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. We really need some more context there. Also got offered Olave and Kyron for St. Brown. I like that deal for sure. I like getting Olave and Kyron for St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Adam says, pick up DeMarcado, Roscoe, Wilson, or Jaleel. It would be Rashawn for me.
Agreed.
What's up, IRs? Let's see. George Pickens from Perfected Dawn. George Pickens, Dobbs, or Hopkins. Pick one. This would probably be Hopkins.
Well, George Pickens and Romeo don't play this week because they're both on
I guess the question is like rest of the year.
Right. Yeah, probably Hopkins.
Francisco, what's up? He says, this is one of the most depressing days of my 20-year fantasy career. Really giving a long thought on retirement after this season. Lost Chubb and now A-Chain in my most important league. Dude, I get it. But just remember the days where you have won a league. I mean, hopefully you have, right? Or you've been close. Or you've had teams that you loved and you've enjoyed playing fantasy. I mean, look, if you're not loving it, if you're not getting joy from it, do whatever, is best for you. Yeah. But, it's tough, man. You can't control certain things, but hopefully you still find joy even in the little things there. Anthony, what's up?
Over your head.
Eckler, Lockett for Pittman, Dell, Pierce. 12-team Dynasty Superflex. Eckler, Lockett for Pittman, Dell, and Pierce. I prefer the Pittman side of this in a Dynasty league.
In a Dynasty perspective, I would agree, yes.
I feel like Lockett has got to be someone else if you're going to do that deal. Or take out, better yet, take out Lockett and Dell and make it Pittman, Pierce for Eckler. And even that feels like a little bit of an overpay, honestly, with Eckler getting to be 29 next season.
Yeah, I think you kind of understand that it's his last year with this Chargers team.
It feels like
what that's going to look like. So we'll wait and see what that. Yeah, we'll wait and see what that looks like.
I hear that. Let's see. DeMarcado, Wilson, McLaughlin. We said DeMarcado. Love that. Ink Scars. Wilson says, do I trade Hall and Watson for Wilson and Sam Laporta? Brace Hall and Christian Watson, I assume, for, is that Jeff Wilson or Garrett Wilson in Laporta? I assume Garrett. I'll take the Hall side.
Yeah, I'll take the whole side as well.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Hayden Tingley says, heyo, would you do this trade? I'd give up Puka, Etienne for Ridley, Hollywood, and Kelly. Is that Joshua Kelly?
Joshua Kelly, the X Factor?
There's no way Joshua Kelly should even be rostered. I'd give up Puka, Etienne for Ridley, Hollywood, and Kelly. No, the Puka and Etienne side clears.
Yeah, can completely agree here. Yeah. 10-team PPR, I have Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, Bijan Brees. Okay, what's the question? My team is 2-3. What should I be looking to do?
We've said this a couple times on the stream. We love you guys. We appreciate you, but we're not doing any team breakdowns right now. We do that over on the Fantasy Hotline for people who support us on the Flock Fantasy website, but there's so many questions. We don't do team breakdowns on these streams. We appreciate you, though. Hopefully you can understand. Mr. Biko says, looking towards the playoff, second place. Yep, I get you. Cup could easily go down again. Andrew says, Kyron, Rice, Higgins, Reynolds. Who to offer for Mostert? Kyron, Rice, Higgins, Reynolds. I mean, Reynolds, ideally. Try Rice, try Reynolds, and see what he would settle on. But Mostert isn't someone that, I would be paying like an elite asset for. If that makes sense.
Not sending Kyron or Higgins for Mostert. For Rice and Reynolds, sure.
Yeah. Steven says, just got offered Justin Jefferson for Marquise Brown and Moss. I'll take the Jefferson side in a landslide.
Agreed. Addison or Lockett, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll go Addison.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should I trade Laporta for Pittman? I have Mark Andrews.
I honestly think I want a better wide receiver.
Yeah, you can definitely get a better one.
I want a Waddle, a Devonta Smith, a
You think
Puka,
of Brand, yeah,
CeeDee Lamb.
Puka, CD, who's been struggling. I mean, would you do Jacoby Myers? No, that's not a better wide receiver,
No,
but
no.
Calvin, even though he just had a big game.
Mm.
Chris Olave. Yeah, that's what I would be doing there.
Who to pick up first, Osborne or Downs? This would be Downs for me.
Man, this is close.
Yeah, it is actually pretty close, isn't it?
I do have Downs ahead of Osborne in my waiver wire video, but that was before I knew Justin Jefferson was actually going on IR. But I still go Downs there.
Yeah.
But
I think we'll be live for the next 10 minutes, guys. So
yeah,
keep that in mind. We'll be live for the next 10 minutes. As you guys know, super chats get answered straight away. Otherwise, we'll do our best to answer as many in order. Do us a favor, go ahead and like the stream if you have yet to have done so. Whatever. Nick Jaleel should RB1.
Look it up,
Javonte
Nick.
sucks.
Look it up.
Nick
He's
says.
terrible. Nah, jokes. I like Javonte.
Rashawn or Miles Sanders? This would be Rashawn if he's starting.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would probably prefer Rashawn rest of the year.
We'll wait and see. I mean, look, we need to see how he does on the ground with 20 plus touches. We haven't seen that yet.
We've seen it in
not
college.
Not saying he's going to be bad. Not
Yeah.
saying he's going to be bad whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, what if he gets on the field with opportunities and he's terrible?
Yeah. Just Flow is the next question there, I think. If I have to drop one to make room for week 7 to pick up a defense Cowboys bye, my guy's thinking ahead to week 7. Romeo Dobbs, Drake London, Khalil Herbert, or Jake Ferguson. Honestly, Just Flow, this is a question for next week, man. Like, imagine we told you to drop Jake Ferguson or something, and then Romeo Dobbs gets injured, and it's like, why did you tell me to drop Jake Ferguson? Dobbs is injured. Like,
well, put Khalil on your IR, brother.
Yeah, it's way too early to answer that kind of question. Connor says, do you think Taylor will score more points than Moss in week 6? If a report comes out that he is no longer on a snap count, yes. We have to wait and see that. Gorilla Keds says, who will be bigger standout of these waivers? Rashawn Johnson. I'll put them in order for me, at least. Rashawn Johnson, Palmer, Osborne, McLaughlin, Reynolds.
I'll put. Did you say Reynolds over McLaughlin?
No, Reynolds was the last one.
Okay, yeah, okay. Say less. I agree. Olave or Addison?
I'm going Addison this week.
Ooh, yeah, it's gonna go Addison. Great matchup as well against Chicago. What do y'all think? I get Amari Cooper, Jonathan Taylor, Pittman, and Jamal Williams for Etienne, Boyd, and JMO.
I like it.
Etienne, Boyd, and JMO. Amari Cooper. Wait, you get Amari Cooper and Jonathan Taylor? Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it.
KV, I have Josh Allen. Should I trade Purdy? If I trade Purdy, who should I target? I need running backs and wide receivers.
This is what we always say to those kind of questions. If it's a one quarterback league, in our leagues, nobody's trading anything valuable for a quarterback. Your league might be different. So what you could do is put them on the trade block and see what offers come in. But in every league that we are in, that's a one quarterback league, nobody's trading any valuable running backs or wide receivers for a quarterback. So it's difficult to answer without knowing your league. You might know them better than us, though. Ralph just donated a super chat, so we'll get to his question straight away. He says he's the 8th on waivers. Anyone who I might be able to pick? I wouldn't be dropping Dotson if that's the question, because he says for Dotson down below.
Yeah, I wouldn't be dropping Dotson either.
And you know, again, Ralph, we don't know who's on your waivers, my man. We do have a waiver video out. Maybe that would help. But I wouldn't drop Dotson for any of the names that are out there this week. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this as well. Like, waivers in the last 2 weeks have not been very good compared to, you know, the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And that is why you should not be afraid to go crazy with your fab when there's a lot of unknowns, you know, in the first 3 weeks. I feel like we say that often, but people are like, are you really going to spend 50 fab on Puka? It's like, yeah, the guy just got 15 targets in week 1. Like, how many times this year is that going to happen for a rookie? But anyway, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. We don't know who's on your waivers, but overall, we wouldn't drop Dotson.
Yeah, agreed. We wouldn't drop Dotson.
I think
I'm in a
Rivers
position,
might be
bro.
the
I'm in a position like that. To be completely honest, Ralph, I have Dotson, and he hasn't done anything. I have like a Michael Wilson. I have Dotson, and I need to pick up somebody. You know what I did? I dropped my defense, and I'm gonna put a waiver wire in, and then at the last minute, I'm gonna pick up a defense to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. So I can't. It's so tough to drop Dotson.
Rivers says, should I start Rashee Rice or Keenan Allen? And I just know that's probably a joke. So live it up. You know it's Keenan. We just got a donation from Ricky, so we'll answer Ricky's question here first. He says, should I trade George Pickens and Lockett for Mostert? Man, you know, if you need running back pretty badly, I'm not opposed to this. Deontay's going to come back.
Yeah.
I think Lockett will have boom and bust games. And I don't feel like you're trading away any like consistent superstars. You're trading away two guys that will pop off in different, like if this is a best ball league, no. You keep Pickens and Lockett, but you know, I'm fine with this if you need running back pretty bad.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, we don't know the severity of this injury for Devon, and they haven't made a decision yet if he's going to be on IR or not. And if he is on IR, that's exactly what you want. You want Raheem in this instance. Yeah. So hopefully that helps, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat, though, Ricky.
What is the next question? I think it's from.
Should go all the way back up. Is it Luke? I think we did River.
Luke, yeah.
Yeah, 14-man currently. Okay, this is your team. At Flex, any thoughts what I should do? Like who to start at your Flex?
I think he's just like, hey, what do you think of the team? And we just always say with these kind of questions, we don't do any like team breakdowns on these streams. There's so many questions in the chat. We're trying to answer more quick ones like who do I start? What do you think of this trade? Who should I pick up off the waivers? These are my options. We do team breakdowns on our fancy hotline, but hopefully you guys can understand with how many questions there are why we don't break down teams. You know, that could take too long, unfortunately. Arav says, rest of season, DK, Pittman, Garrett Wilson, or Thielen. You know, if you were to ask me this week, Adam Thielen might be my answer. But rest of season, I still think I'm going to go DK here. Personally.
Man, I think I'm going Metcalf or Pittman over DK. Just based off of the targets that he's getting, you know.
Targets really haven't been that impressive with Minshew though.
No, we haven't seen a full slate of games with Minshew, so that can definitely change. From what we saw in the past, 5 weeks so far, it's been great with targets. 46 targets so far in the year. Maybe that continues, maybe it doesn't. But give me Michael Pittman. That's close.
Chad says, should I have Etienne, Kamara, and JT? Should I trade one of them and grab a stud wide receiver? It depends on what, wide receiver comes back to you, my man. Let us know what offers you get in your league. Original says, full PPR got 2 offers. First, Waddle / London for my Amon-Ra. Nope. Second, CD for my Mike Evans and Addison. I like the CD Lamb trade, but I don't like the other one.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Teabag says, guys, is Barkley plus Kirk for Swift and Metcalf a fair deal? Yeah. I think that's a pretty even deal.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as well.
Riley says,
go trade Najee and Rashad White for Keenan Allen. If you're getting Keenan Allen, yes. My other running backs are Kenneth Walker, Brees, and Raheem. Yes, I'm doing that every day.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is the clear winner there for sure. Go ahead.
What else we have? I need help with starting running backs. I have Saquon. Okay, we did that. Donald, James Cook, or Rashad White. I'm going James Cook.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Gorilla said, have Bijan, Mixon, Pacheco, Ford. Should I go for Roscoe or McLaughlin or Spears? I'm going for Roscoe. Do I drop any one for.
You don't
these
drop any of
guys.
those guys, but
No,
I would add
you don't-
Rashawn Johnson if you have a free space.
Yeah, I completely agree. Zach Moss and JT for week 6. We said this before. If Jonathan Taylor gets a report saying that he gets full go, you start JT. If not, might have to go Zach Moss, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Need help picking what running back to start.
Where is this?
The next
In?
question.
Okay, right.
Yeah. The running backs are Barkley, Mostert, Breece Hall. I think I'm going Barkley. If Barkley plays, I'm going Barkley, Mostert. That's what I would say.
Okay. What's up, Mighty Booch? Welcome in.
you
By the
doing?
way, guys, we're only going to be live for the next 2 minutes. We said that about 10 minutes ago, but get your super chats in if you want a question answered. Otherwise, we'll do our best to go in order here. I think Addicted is the next one here. It says I have Hall, Pacheco, James Cook, Diggs, Ayuk, Ridley, Olave. Need to bench 2. I'm 1-4 because I lost Chubb. Hall, Pacheco, James Cook, Diggs, Ayuk, Ridley, Olave. Need to bench 2. All right, so the 2 running backs I would start would be Hall and Pacheco. The 2 wide
non-PPR.
receivers I would start would be Diggs and Ayuk. And then I would flex between James Cook and Ridley. I would go Ridley.
I'll go Ridley.
Yeah.
I'm going Ridley because it's not PPR.
Yeah. Keep it MN. What's up, 10 team? We don't do any team breakdowns. We've talked about that already, guys.
I think we answered
Talked about
ones
this already.
Chubb killed us.
Mighty Booch says, redraft, I'm 5-0. Would you drop QJ for KJ? Oh, I wouldn't drop Warren for DeMarcado. Would you drop Quentin for KJ? Jeez. I don't think I would.
In your scenario, Mighty Booch, I don't think so either, because what we do know is that Justin Jefferson comes back, KJ Osborne is irrelevant. Quentin can grow in his role, and that's kind of what we're expecting. So 5-0, you don't really have to do it unless you just want to go all out. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. We really appreciate y'all. We started the stream about 700 subscribers away, over 700 subscribers away, and we are now at 652 away from 10K. You can see the little number up here. We appreciate you guys. Subscribe. Send us to your league chat, maybe. These are some idiots who talk. They can go make fun of them or whatever. Right? Who cares? But we will be live tomorrow. Hey, we've got 40-minute videos, 2 of them that we uploaded today. Running backs, wide receivers, every matchup. So go check that out on our channel. If you want to support what we do, you can support us over on the Flock Fantasy website. Let me see if I can show you guys that here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the Flock Fantasy website. If you want to support what we do, if you want my weekly rankings, if you want a bunch of articles from the best people in the industry, go ahead, sign up with our promo code LAND, DM us. Keep in mind, everything you see here, from graphics to video editing to design to production, audio, admin, everything we do. It's just me and Badaki over here. So if you want to support what we do, keep us going, then go ahead and check that out and use our promo code LAND. But that should be it for today. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. All love.
Love.